That is awesome, dude. Look how red he is. That's real animal style right there.
Look at that.
That is a day maker, baby. Oh, look at that.
Real Animals, presented by Contender Boats.
In today's Real Animals adventure, I'm back at Capt, Florida, one of my favorite places, the South Seas Island Resort. Absolutely an amazing, amazing getaway destination. You know, every time I come down here, and I've been coming down here now for about 12 years, I'm always excited to pull in here and know that I've got an incredible day of fishing ahead of me. There's so many options here because of where South Seas Resort sits, so close to epic tarpon fishing and world-class backcountry, you know, snook and redfish and trout and flounder, just some of the most beautiful grass flats anywhere in the world. And then, you know, just off ashore, everything opens up to a whole new world out there with the kingfish and the grouper bite and the mangrove snapper bite, and the permit fishing is world-class. Just really, really a neat place, and every single time I go there, I just get really, really fired up and excited. It's crazy awesome. Hey gang, today I'm back in one of my very favorite West Coast Florida places. We're at the South Seas Island Resort here in Captiva, Florida. My good friend Captain Ozzie Fisher. Ozzie, what's the plan today?
We're gonna throw some artificial and then switch to bait and just see if we can't grind it out.
Should be a good tide. It's gonna be a great day on the water. You know, one of the traditional things that most of us charter captains do here on the west coast of Florida is we keep a fish log. And this year, I don't care how many years you've been keeping fish logs, this year has kind of thrown everything out of whack. With all of these late season fronts, we've had a lot of weird west winds, and the fronts seem to sit on us for days on a time, you know. High pressure behind the fronts, clear bluebird skies make fishing really, really challenging. The fish don't normally like to eat, and that's what we've had here for probably a good 3 or 4 weeks now, you know, front after front. I kind of figured, Ozzie, this morning with this super low water here, backside of the new moon and all, I figured we might be working some of these edges.
Yep, you fished with me enough to know. Got on my game plan. We got a pretty low tide, got a bunch of little birds staying on this bar. I kind of look for that when I'm working a bar. You know, they're feeding on the shrimp and the shiners, the same things that the predators, the trout, the snook, the redfish are feeding on. We got a lot of mullet going down this edge too, and you know, that's something I look for.
Always a good sign.
Yeah, I'm gonna be throwing a topwater plug, you're throwing a jig, and basically we're just trying to figure out what they're dialed into. You know, last time we fished, you ended up showing me what was up.
Yeah,
you know, I switched to what you were using, so it's never the same. You just got to kind of see what these fish want.
They want from day to day.
Yep.
Like you said earlier, you know, we had a big cold front come through here. It's actually mid-April, and we had a really weird late season cold front come through, dropped the water temps, and had some pretty high winds and a lot of rain, so that changes the salinity. I mean, so many things change.
2 days ago, I mean, it was the second coldest day for April at that time in the history of them, you know, keeping track of it.
Yeah. Wow.
You and I've talked about many times, throwing artificials is probably what you and I enjoy doing the most.
One of my very favorite things. If you can get on the boat with a good friend and spend a day just working shorelines, working edges of bars, hitting potholes with plastics, I mean, if I could draw it up, you know, what's your perfect day of fishing? This would be it. Inshore.
You good fish?
Yep.
There we go. Nice trout. Nice gator trout.
Yeah, nice trout.
There we go.
Mirror Lure Little John XL, baby.
I got a feeling Mike's gonna put a hurting on me again.
I like that Little John in the XL or the regular boat. God, you got some nice trout.
He choked it too.
Yeah, nice fish. Nice fish, Oz.
Nice fish, Mike.
You put me on them. I wouldn't have known to stop here. Good morning, trout, huh?
What's nice is, we
about?
talked about, you know, fishing out of South Seas. I mean, we're fishing off the resort right now, which would be the bay side of it. They're a nice big trout.
Boy. He lumped it too. Look at
Nice
his shoulders.
20 incher.
Yeah, nice fish.
That's how you start a morning.
Oh boy.
Good job.
Okay.
Gave you a slimy handshake.
Oh boy, that's all right. I'll take it.
Real Animals is brought to you by Quantum Fishing Reels. Outsmart, outfish, outlast. Ray Marine, simply superior. Mirror Lure, turn on the bite. Ingle, high performance coolers.
You know, we were really hoping today would be a snook-filled adventure. You know, Ozzy and I, we try to target certain species when we come here, and today we both agreed that whether we were using the live bait or the artificials, you know, we were gonna really try and target some killer snook fishing today. Well, we went about 120 feet off the dock here at the main marina.
These fish piling these come out of this canal here. When like a really big fish came up right there. When it starts warming up, and so they'll sit here for about 2 weeks. I haven't fished it yet this year, but we're giving it a shot, but it seems like they're here.
You know, it's one of the very few resorts I've ever been in or around or near where there's fishing everywhere. I mean, you can fish from the seawall here at South Seas Island Resort and catch big snook, redfish, snapper, all kinds of great fish.
Oh yeah.
Grouper, I mean, it's incredible. Then just out in front is the Gulf of Mexico. I mean, this sits right on the Gulf of Mexico. So you can be fishing, you know, permit, kingfish, incredible offshore fishing just miles from the resort if you go west. And if you go east, you're in some of the best flats fishing in the world.
Yeah, it's a unique fishery.
It's a really unique fishery.
Oh,
You're spoiled, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Fish on.
Oh boy, I'll get out of your way. Oh boy. Pretty snooky.
Little snook. Need one of them big females to feed that we saw. Little male here. Nice snook. Start the morning.
Oh boy. You had to get on the board
Circle
sooner.
hook perfectly in the corner of the mouth.
You had to get on the board sooner or later.
I had to. All right. Typical average snook here, about 22 inches. These fish are all males, and they turn to females once they get about 26, 28 inches. This is a little male.
You know, snook are probably one of Florida's, you know, especially South Florida's. Obviously, they're not as thick to the north, but South Florida, you know, now Crystal River down south here, East Coast and West Coast of Florida, you know, snook is such a popular game fish, probably one of the most popular, that and tarpon for the inshore anglers. And you know, it's not that hard a fish to target. They're very structure oriented, okay? That structure can be potholes, it can be bridge pilings, dock pilings, it can be mangrove shorelines, it can be channels, all of those things that create a natural ambush point for that feeder. That's where you're gonna find your snook. I mean, it just is. Moving water really helps. They like it when that water's moving good, bringing the bait to them. They love, obviously, you gotta have a food source, really important. And then an ambush point, someplace for them to set up a stalk so when that prey comes to them, they can shoot out there and attack it. Very fast, aggressive feeder when they're hungry. Very few fish more exciting to catch than snook when they're on the feed. You know, one of the things that a great guide will do, and we all get really, really good at it, and I don't know if there's anybody any better at it than Ozzy, but you know, when you wake up in the morning and you see what you have for tides, and the tides always change. You could have a big north wind the night before and blows the water even lower than what you expect, or you could have a southwest wind and you could have more water than what you expect. But when you actually get out there and start fishing and you start putting your game plan together, you know, with a great charter captain like Ozzy, he knew exactly what he wanted to do, kind of step for step as our day went. What our options were gonna be. Started the morning on some low water, working some edges. Again, those potholes that are created just off the deeper edges of the flats, those fish have to drop off on that low water. He knew there was a good chance that that's where those fish would be, and you know, a great charter captain will put you on fish 95% of the time.
Real Animals is brought to you by South Seas Island Resort, Rolls Axle Trailers, built like no other, Bull Bay Rods, combined with tangle-free guides for a difference you can feel, Lazy Days RV, exclusive RV partner of the Real Animals Fishing Show.
You know, one of the beautiful things about the middle of April here in West Central Florida is it's when we possibly start to see some of the silver kings. Tarpon usually show up in this region, and as you know, Boca Grande just slightly to the north of Captiva there, and Boca Grande, one of the world's greatest tarpon fisheries. With it being mid-April, we've had some west winds. We finally had a nice day today where things kind of laid out. Ozzy wanted to stick his nose offshore a little bit and see if we couldn't find a couple of those big tarpon that might want to play with us a little bit.
We had a big blow, and what happens is it pushes these fish offshore, these tarpon. They've just come in, so we're out here looking in the Gulf of Mexico, see if we can find a school of tarpon and see if we get lucky. I saw some in the slick. There they are.
Right there.
They're right there.
You want trolling motor down?
Yep. I'll put it on the recorder too. Yeah, right up to our left, big
I
school.
got him, I saw him. That other one come up over here. This must be a big school.
Yeah. I'm marking them right now.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm marking fish.
How deep are we?
28 feet. I think it's a tarpon mark on your machine.
Ooh, over here too. Look at, they're all over here. We're all over them, Oz.
Yeah, over there.
Yeah, they're all over here. There was one out here to our right.
Oh yeah, out there.
You know, lo and behold, Ozzy, being Captain Ozzy Fisher, he was spot on. And as we get to the hard bottom area that Ozzy likes to fish for those fish when they're offshore, there they are, and there is a pile of them.
I would get the biggest white bait you can, or a big pinfish, and we'll just drift. Oh man, they're laid up. That's tarpon. We're marking tarpon. Here. A lot of fish up here. Mike's on. He ate it. I saw him eat it. See the boil? Oh, dude, he ate it. For 100% ate it. He missed it.
He missed it. I was gonna say.
I saw the whole flash.
You know, we get set up just where Ozzy wants to be. We finally get a bait in the water, and I have a huge boil. Ozzy sees the flash, the big silver flash of the tarpon on my bait, and there he was, and he just didn't get the hook. Just a crazy, an instant bite, an instant rise in the blood pressure, and then just like that, kind of went slow on us.
I saw your line jump, and I looked down, I saw the tarpon.
I felt it, but it didn't. Lack of commitment.
Real Animals Tip of the Week is brought to you by CCA Florida and CCA Florida Star Tournament.
Hey gang, this week's tip of the week, I want to introduce you to a great new Real Animals partner, Cleansoil Marine and Tackle. Here today joining me, Chris Beal. He's the VP of Sales and Marketing there with Cleansoil. Chris, break it down for me. I mean, this is an incredible product. It's been around a while.
You know, Mike, we've had the product since 1948. That was the first time it was founded. It was founded by a World War II veteran-owned, veteran-founded company. It was founded in the firearms industry.
That's where I had used it first on the firearms side.
You know, when you were hunting and whatnot, you'd heard of Cleansoil.
Sure.
You know, in 2015, being a Tampa company now, we moved from Ohio to Tampa in 2007. So we wanted to do something for our local markets too, marine and tackle. If we can't sell a fishing product in Florida, we're doing something wrong.
Right.
So, you know, we came out with our marine and tackle product. We started out with 2 little bottles for our fishing reels, you know, geared more towards your reels. And now we've expanded it into your boat trailers, your outboard engines, using it as a lubricant as well as a protectant as well. It's also going to clean whatever damage you've already got from rust or corrosion. It's going to be safe on all your axles, electronics. It's non-conductive. So, you know, you can spray down your entire outboard engine, use it as a dressing for your outboard engine. Spray down your hubs, keep them from getting orange from the rust and everything. It's going to help protect anything that's exposed to the salt water.
Which, in our world,
it's every day.
Everything and every day.
Every day.
Exactly.
I mean, you see all this white oxidation getting on your aluminum, wipe your aluminum down with it. It's going to keep that oxidation down.
I like you and I were talking, you know, wiping down your rods. just wiping down the outside of your reels, not just for the internal sides, but keeping that salt protection on the outside of your reels as well.
And that's why we're releasing the wipes this year. For, you can just grab one wipe down your rod, wipe down your reel at the end of the day. No matter how hard you try, you always get salt built up on that reel. You can rinse it off every day, every time you use it, it's still getting salt on it somewhere.
Well, not only is it a great product that you have to try, the people at Cleansoil, they really impressed me too, from top to bottom, some of the best people I've met in the entire industry. So this week's tip of the week is go to your local retailer, get you some of Cleansoil Marine and Tackle, try it. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Real Animals is brought to you by Maui Jim, color, clarity, detail. Plantation on Crystal River. Pro Marine, quality marine engine parts overnight. Gator Gems Tackle, not just another tackle store. Closed captioning provided by Gator Ford. The South Seas Island Resort on Captiva Island is a 330-acre wildlife preserve which spans 2.5 miles of pristine white sand beaches. Enjoy some of Florida's best fishing, from snook and tarpon to grouper and kingfish, or play a round of golf overlooking the crystal clear waters of the Gulf of Mexico. The Real Animals Fishing Show can't recommend a better island-style getaway than the South Seas Island Resort. This week's Tackle Box is brought to you by Cleansoil, America's original cleaner, lubricant, and protectant.
Hey gang, this week's Real Animals adventure, Captain Ozzie Fisher and I are using some of these great bull bay rod blanks. This is the Real Animals Signature Series. This is 7 foot 2 inches long. Again, we're using the same braided line. We're using 10-pound braided line, 25-pound fluorocarbon leader, and all we're using is circle hooks is the only difference, the only game changer. Again, the Quantum Smoke 30 PT Series reels is perfect for inshore. Great saltwater corrosion on this reel if you're a wade fisherman or a bridge fisherman or pier fisherman. You like your tackle light and durable, the Quantum Smoke is the way to go. These bull bay rods are nice and light. Ozzie gets his rods from a custom rod manufacturer, a real good friend of his that lives down there in Fort Myers. And that guy actually gets his blanks from bull bay rods. So I think it's kind of neat that so many of the rod builders now have gone to the bull bay blanks. They're using those blanks because that blank is absolutely world class. It's what drew me to the company. They're tough, they're lightweight, they're durable. It's just a great all around blank. They're set up for braided lines, so they make really, really long casts. Just a great, perfect setup for exactly what Ozzie and I did today. Through some artificials, through some live baits. This is all the gear you need to do exactly what Ozzie and I did today. Get on out there and catch you some fish. So we got to spend a little time out there looking for tarpon. We had fish everywhere, just couldn't get a bait on one of their noses. As the wind picked up, Ozzie thought, you know what, I got a couple more spots inshore. Let's go see if we can't catch a few more snook.
Oh, I got one after it. Look at that big one after it.
Get him, Oz.
Nice snook. It's been our day.
When you pull up to a spot and you can look up on an edge and you can actually see those fish, it absolutely takes your heart rate to another level, changes the game altogether. Making a perfect cast, watching a fish shoot over and eat it, it doesn't get any better than that. on, boy. Oz?
Yeah. Not like that one I had on before.
That's all right. Sometimes Mother Nature wins, my friend.
That's for sure.
Sometimes Mother Nature wins.
Just makes you appreciate it when you land a bigger one.
Yeah. Just don't land them all. That's a great day of fishing, my brother. Great day of fishing.
A nice little snook. You know, we lost a really big one, but that's normally the way it goes. But
You know, another great day on the water with Captain Ozzie Fisher. World-class hospitality from the South Seas Island Resort, as always. Ozzie, being Captain Ozzie as he always is, getting to spend a day on the water with one of my oldest and dearest friends in the saltwater fishing business. It just doesn't get any better. You know, we didn't catch a monster snook today, but we caught a pile of snook. We had shots at some big fish. And really, when you get down to it, that's what it's all about. That's all you can ask for. High pressure sitting in on us front after front here in April. Ozzie still put together one heck of a day.